is very quite interesting, which is secrets of mental health. And today's resource person is Mary Ma'am, and Mahima is also with us. Mahima will be today's host. So, Mahima, over to you for welcome and intro.
Thank you, Shweta. Good evening, everyone. It is an immense pleasure to start this auspicious occasion by heartily welcoming everybody. I heartily welcome our chief guest, Miss Mary, the founder of Mary Florence Freda Charitable Trust. Uh, she is also a fundraiser and physiological counselor. Is with us to deliver a speech on the secrets of mental health. It is an overwhelming section where our minds are going to be filled with mental health knowledge. Thank you so much. Over to you, ma'am.
Ma'am, you are on mute. Please unmute.
It gives immense pleasure for me to present on this platform, and knowing Shweta is a big thing, and giving a chance for me to participate in this. I'm very blessed. So, secrets of mental health. Actually, I am specialized in medical and psychiatry. So, and I did the internship and fellowship in Imans, Bangalore. So, my specialization is always mental health. So that's why I selected this topic. Next slide. Actually, mental health refers to the cognitive. Mental health is a complex. Mental health is refers to cognitive, behavioral, and emotional well-being. It is all about how people think, behave, feel, and behave. That means it speaks about how your mind evolves, how the behavior pattern, and how attachment you are to family, friends, or neighboring circle, and it tells how you interact with others and how you behave in the positive and negative way. Sometimes people feel that mental health and mental disorder is different. Mental health is the mental status, the what the mind thinks, and mental disorder is when the mental health gets affected, it becomes a disorder, and it can affect your daily living, like your routine, morning getting up and you're taking your bath and brushing teeth, and your interaction with your family, first circle of your family, like father, mother, and siblings. And if your mental health is disturbed, treatment is a long process, and it at the same time it affects the physical health also, and yeah, and it also affects the interpersonal connections, like your with your parents. If you're married, it's with your husband and children, and the physical factors also. It affects your physical factors, like your face goes dull, or it gets you're not in your frame of mind. If you ask one question, you answer different. So in that way, it gets mental disruptions. Next slide. Looking after a mental health can preserve ability. If you look after your mental health, you can enjoy your life to the fullest 100%, and it serves a balance between activities, responsibilities, and effect, and it helps to achieve a psychology resilience, and it means it keeps you mentally fit. And actually, if a problem happens, you should find always the solution, not if not really crib over it immediately. What is my solution? If I have a problem, I'll find 10 ways how to get over the problem than crying over it. So many incidents in my life has come suddenly, and to explain in detail, my father's death only happened just in 1 hour. My dad was alive at 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock I lost my dad. And he went to eat, just he fell down from he just lie down, and we took to hospital. They told he's brought dead. So that time, my main thing, my dad has raised me up very well, so I have to give the last funeral in a grand way. That was my intention. So I went and checked in bank, made arrangements, everything I did in that 1 hour. That I don't know how God gave me the strength, and But everything happened. But that time, something said, "Now, Florence, you have to do it. You are the one to take up the responsibility." So that's why you should always act immediately, not sit and cry. As ladies, no, many people sit and cry, but instead of crying, you should think what is next step, how you can go further. So that even that's so bad. Instead it didn't after next day I was able to plan for fifth day. I was able to plan for my, since I'm a Christian, I planned for the 40th day. So life has been a, I take my life as a challenge, because every time for me life is a challenge, like how I have to be better. Or I don't compare myself with anyone, but I will think today I'm like this, tomorrow how to better myself, how to be more better person in my attitude, how to be more lovable. If anybody uh, scolds at me, so how to not take tension. Okay, this person is like that, we should be far away from this person. uh, we can't change that person, but we can change ourselves now. So in that way. Next 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 slide. Mental health in common recognizes psychological disorders which have physical roots. Sometimes uh, uh, actually, you would have got a small incident like a depression, but if you think it over it, it affects your mind, body. Because my own friend was having a simple. She lost a mother at 3 years, and that developed into a bipolar disorder. But today, in spite of having bipolar, today she's the IT engineer, and today she's having her own NGO running exam. But the disorder is there with her. But she's taking treatment in imams. I won't tell her name, but she's doing well right now, and now she's in US, so she's coming to see me 22nd of this September. So it's how, if anything comes to you, or so how you come over it. That is only is a big challenge in mental health. I feel that is the main thing. If you learn how to come over your problems, that is the biggest mental health you can have in everybody's things. That's what I can tell. Next. According to WHO, mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual realizes his or own abilities, can cope with the normal stress, and work productively, and to make a contribution of its or own community. The WHO stress that mental is not just absence of mental disorders or disabilities. Peak mental health is not avoiding active condition but ongoing wellness. If anything is affected also, you should not spoil your routine. If today something happened, means that should not spoil your morning. Something's happened, should get over it, but at least by half an hour one. You should not waste the rest 23 hours God has given you. But we don't know, we'll see the next day, but today's day is our day God has given us, so we should utilize it 100%. That's, we should, if anything happens on that minute, you find solution, then you go to next things. That you should not spoil your mind. If your mind is spoiled, then slowly the health, and you should not allow you to destroy your inner happiness. You should not give the chance to other person to destroy your inner happiness. You should always have that control in yourself. Next. What are the risk factors? Everyone has some risk of developing world. Mental disorders are the causes of leading causes of disability. Social and financial circumstances, biological factors, and life style choices can shape a personal mental health. A large proportion of people with a mental health disorder have more than one condition. Like first it will start with a headache, then it will start with depression, then it will slowly go to bipolar disorder, then they will tell the slowly it leads to a major disorder. So when it is uh, First you speak with your family members, then you go to if it's serious, then consult with the psychologist. If it has really medical problem, then you consult a psychiatrist. That is my first opinion. Having limited financial means or belonging to a marginalized or persecuted ethnic group can risk the mental health disorder. According to 2015 study, 900 families in Iran identify several socio-economic causes of mental health conditions, including poverty and living on the outskirts of a large city. The researchers also explain the difference is the availability and quality of mental health treatment for certain groups in terms. Next slide. Modifiable factors of mental health disorders include the socio-economic conditions where first we take the socio-demographic data in NIMANS. We have done this. First we take the name, age, sex, occupation, personal level of social involvement, education, then the type of housing he lives, whether he lives alone or with family or wife or siblings. That is the basic details we take as a case history. Next slide. Then we are that's same gender, age, and ethnicity. That same thing. According to National Institute of Mental Health, genetic family history can increase the likelihood of mental health conditions such as certain genes or and gene variants put a person at higher risk. However, many other factors contribute to the development of these disorders. Having a general with links to a mental health, such as depression or schizophrenia, does not guarantee. Some mental disorders they are telling they are some mental disorders uh, they are can be genetic but not all, but it can start with a simple death or uh, or uh, or losing a loved one in accident, or your sudden your failure in life, your maybe marriage or exam or anything. That small things you just feel and you don't express. The main problem people are having is they're not able to open up to people. When they have little problem, they express to somebody, half the problem is solved. But many people don't express their feelings to others. That only it leads to a complex problem. Next slide. Because mental health conditions such as stress, depression, and anxiety may develop to the online. It may affect physical health problems. Like I've told you before, when we have stress, only we should get rectified, or a known friend or a mother or father, whoever it can be solved. But that only it takes to anxiety and it will affect your physical health issues. And not only you have to go to a psychiatrist, you have to see a doctor also, so that will affect your physical health. Affordable therapy delivered digitally. Use the best help, vast network of therapists of your therapy use, and get a quiz, get matched and start getting support. Next slide. The most common types of mental illness are such as follows: anxiety disorder, mood disorders, and schizophrenia disorders. Anxiety disorder. And according to Anxiety and Depression Association of America, anxiety disorders are the common type of mental illness. People with these conditions have severe fear of anxiety, which relates to certain objects or situations. Many people with the anxiety disorder will try to avoid exposure of whatever triggers their anxiety. Next slide. Generalized anxiety disorder GAD. The American Psychiatric Association defined GAD as disappropriation worry that disrupts everyday living. People might have also experience physical symptoms including restlessness, fatigue, tense muscles, interrupted sleep. Next slide. Panic disorders is people with a panic disorder experience irregular panic attacks, which involve sudden overwhelming terror or a sense of imminent disaster or death. Phobia. A simple phobia, this might involve a appropriate a fear of specific object, scenario, or animals. A fear of spiders is a common example. Social phobia, sometimes known as social anxiety, this is the fear of being subjected to others. People with social phobia. Social phobia is it's a phobia which the people are not able to socialize in a society, be it at work or if they approach strangers, they are only comfortable with the people who are they are known, and if they feel they feel very anxious to speak to a stranger because they feel always their judgment factor comes in, and the agoraphobia is situations in getting away, maybe difficult elevator or moving train. In the elevator is in malls and all, not only youngsters are going in the mall, in the elevator. People like my mom and all, she gets very scared in the elevator to go because she's not used to it. Because the moment you step, it goes up. Now, it's that pressure many people don't take, and some people jump into the moving train. So that also can has fear, but this elevator and moving train page, generally most of the people have fear because that sound only many people don't sleep in the moving train. Next, obsessive compulsive disorder. People with OCD have obsession and compulsion. In other words, they experience constant stressful thoughts and a powerful urge to perform repetitive tasks such as hand washing. Actually, the door lock also, they would have locked the door, but they have after they go a distance in auto or bus, again they come back to house and see whether the door is locked, because they fear that if I do have I locked the door or not. And some people have so attached to cleanliness, and they wash so much times the hands. This is because they are this happens to stress also. They are not doing knowingly, but if they have lot of stress, this repetitive task happens. Post traumatic stress disorder can occur after a person experiences or witnesses a deeply stressful or traumatic event. During the type of event, the person thinks that their life or other people's lives are in danger. They may be feel afraid, or they have no control of what is happening. This is generally if you lose because I have experienced this my uncle died in a spot accident. So that time we don't know what to do, where what to take the what is the procedure, and that too very young. My mother also was very young, and we also was in schooling. Uh, so a lot of this formalities, the sports mortem and all is uh, like it is really tension, and it is we are facing this for first time, and we felt how we are how these bike accidents are very dangerous. And from that time, most of my persons in my family, they don't give bikes to ladies only. They stopped giving, only gents you go how much you beg, they're not giving bike. My mom told you don't take bike anymore because this has happened. Gents means somehow they will go, so don't want. So that same event comes in mind repeatedly. Next slide. Mood disorders. People who also refer to mood disorders as affective disorder or depressive disorder. People with these conditions have significant changes in mood, either mania,
which
which
is
is
a
a
period
period
of
of
high
high
energy
energy,
or
and
and evaluation
evaluation
or
or
depression.
depression. This mood disorder, sometimes they be very happy and they'll be top of the world. Sometimes even for a small thing they get depression and their mood goes really upset. They spoil that. It can be solved in a small solution, but they spoil the entire day thinking of that. A major depression, which in individual with major depression experience with their previously enjoyed, they feel prolonged periods of sadness or extreme sadness. Bipolar disorder is a person with bipolar disorder experience unusual changes in their mood, energy levels of activity, and able to continue their daily life. Periods of high mood are known as manic phases, bring on low mood. Next slide. A seasonal affective disorder reduce daylight or triggers during the fall of winter and early spring months trigger this type of depression. It is common in countries far from the equator. Schizophrenia disorders, mental health authorities are still trying to determine whether schizophrenia is a single disorder or a group of related illness. It is highly complex condition. Signs of schizophrenia typically develop between the ages 16 to 30 years. According to National Institute of Mental Health, the
The
individual
individual
will
will
have
have
thoughts
thoughts
that
that appear
appear fragmented,
fragmented, and
and
they
they
may
may
also
also
find
find
it
it
hard
hard
to
to
process
process
information.
information.
Next
Next
slide.
slide. Schizophrenia has negative and positive symptoms. Positive symptoms include delusion, thought disorder, hallucination. Negative symptoms include withdrawal, lack of motivation, and a flat or inappropriate mood. Early signs: withdrawing from friends, families, and colleagues, avoiding activities that they would normally enjoy, sleeping too much or too less, eating too much or too less, feeling hopelessness, having constantly low energy. Ha- Having constantly early signs are constantly low energy, using mood alerting substances including alcohol and nicotine more frequently, displaying negative emotions, being confused, being unable to complete daily tasks such as getting to work or cooking meal. Having persistent thoughts or memories that reappear regularly, thinking of causing physical harm to others, hearing voices, experience delusions. Methods of recovery of mental health. Psychotherapy takes a psychological approach to treating mental illness. Cognitive behavioral therapy, exposure therapy, dialectical behavior therapy are examples of psychiatric psychologists, psychotherapists, and some primary carry out this type of treatment. What is the medication? Some people take prescribed medications such as antidepressant, antipsychotic, and anxiolytic drugs. Although these cannot cure mental disorders, medication can improve symptoms and help a person resume social interaction and normal routine while they work on their mental health. This is the last slide. What is self-help? A person coping with mental health difficulties will usually need to make changes to their lifestyle to facilitate wellness. Such changes might include reducing alcohol intake, sleeping more, and eating a balanced nutrition diet. People may need to take time away from work or resolve issues with personal relationships that may be causing damage to their mental health. People with conditions such as anxiety or depressive disorder may benefit from relaxation techniques, which include deep breathing, medication, and mindfulness. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mary ma'am. It's really very incredible session. Yes, friends, you can interact with Mary ma'am. Do you have any questions? You can ask Mary ma'am. You can raise your electronic hand. Wow, there are lots of positive comments in the chat box. Yes, friends. Yes, Mary ma'am, it's really very wonderful and how you explain self-help, how we have to use self-help and the basic, a very layman language you have explained. So informative session. Yes, Jyoti ma'am. Yes, anyone, yes, everyone. Friends, you can interact with Mary ma'am and ask your questions.
Ma'am, I'm Chitra.
Yeah, ma'am, tell me.
Uh, in the periods time, 3 4 days before, feeling something like fearness and depression. Is it common?
Actually, no, ma'am. 3 4 days before the monthly period, no, all physical changes only happen. You feel like your stomach is paining, or you think my date is not come now. It is somewhere 20th. Why it is happening 16th only? That I've heard from the gynecologist also. I had also the doubt because my own friend is a gynecologist in Bangalore, Dr. Dipti. So I have asked her why this. These all these symptoms of this monthly menstruation. So this is common for every woman. That's what she tells. But you should not tell, sit down during that time. Oh, we got it. We can't do any work. We should not be lying down. You should take that as the spirit and what the you should do more exercise, more active. You should keep yourself energized, eating good food that time, eating vegetables, nice. Don't eat too much anything spicy like that. You take normal food you take na that you take, but everyone face before and after. Some people face before, some people after 4 days also they face lot of leg pain or cramps. That and all is common. That's what I have asked when I had gone for gynecologist checkup. Every year I go na regular checkup. That time I have asked my doctor. She tells some people have before, some people have afterwards.
Physically, I understood what you told, but I feel that very fearness and insecurity feeling that all. Is it common?
Fear, insecurity feeling and all, not everyone gets. Maybe or what if sometimes that bleeding happens more, what will happen to my health, that might fear you. Otherwise fear and if fear doesn't come, but physical problem happens, but fear doesn't come unless you're facing a severe bleeding, or you cannot, some people cannot get up from the bed. I have heard people telling me they cannot get up from the bed also. So that type of people you should get medically checked. That's what I have heard, because when I had worked in pregnancy study, that time people used to tell these changes. Not only pregnant ladies, that's a lady hospital, children's and maternity hospital. So there, people used to discuss all the ladies' problem. That time they used to tell me.
If I have 28 days, 28, I feel something emotionally I will be low and fearness and
I have heard they will get physical pains, hand pain, leg pain, but emotionally I have not heard, ma'am. But about that I don't know.
Due
Yes,
to
I have not.
some, yeah, thank you
That
so
I,
much, Mary ma'am.
but because I have not heard about that, but I have heard people getting physical changes uh, before getting it. They're getting legs swollen, then they're not able to get up from bed before also, and after it finishes also. I've heard people telling it's. I have a very bad 4 days. After 4 days also, they're feeling very stressed. They can't able to go to work. I've heard, but mentally, I have not heard anything.
Yeah, I hope it helps, ma'am. Due to some hormonal changes, sometimes it happen, like emotional changes happen. I hope it helps, ma'am. Chitra ma'am.
uh, Shweta ma'am, I think you got my point.
Yeah.
It happened, right?
Yeah, maybe yes. Due to some hormonal changes, sometimes it happens, so it's not considered. If yes, as Mary ma'am mentioned, you can also, if anything happen, you can also have some checkups, and as
Yeah,
it
my
normal.
concern is that is it normal or not?
Yes, yes, it's sometimes it's normal, but if very high, I
But you won't be active na that time. Anybody's like one patient only that 4 days. Everybody's like one. They're not in that good health. So when you are not in your good health, normally that your mind also starts functioning low. Na you only feel very
yes,
not self confident. That happens to everybody.
it's normal. Yeah, yes, yes, Dharmendra sir, you want to say something?
Hey, I would like to compliment Miss Mary for this wonderful session. Knowledge sharing is always a welcoming step for the society.
Thank you.
Am I audible? Am I
Yes,
audible?
yes, sir, you
Thank you,
are.
sir.
But I would like to matlab, suggest personally one or two steps to you, madam, if
Vis-
you permit me.
Yes, sir.
One thing that, Mary madam, we are not able to see you very clearly because there is inadequate light on your face.
Okay.
So you should always sit facing the light so that when the presenter is visible to all the participants, and it will be more interactive. We are able to see. I don't know whether I am correct or not, but at least that the presenter's visibility is lacking here. That is one thing. Second thing, आपने whatever slides you have presented, these are really, it's an ocean of knowledge, and people need to understand. It is not possible that 20-25 minutes we interact and we understand. So my request is that if you can share your presentation, we would I
Yeah,
would go through it, and in
I have given to Shweta. She'll share it.
yeah,
Yes,
Shweta, if PDF bana ke, if you can share into the group, it will be very beneficial to me. And I would like to just add on something here, that
Yes, sir.
whatever you said, Swami Vivekananda has said that you give an example of some, sad devices in your family, and you responded to it and timely, and then so there is a response and realization. Swami Vivekananda says that whenever the situation occurs, sometimes automatically gods give you strength. Okay,
Yeah, that's
and
I
you
know,
respond,
sir.
and you respond to the situation in a very positive way. You like you have a superpower with you. You manage the situation, but after some time you realize what has gone wrong, what has, like, I'll give a sudden death of somebody in the house. You immediately call up everybody, all relatives. Shweta, you are saying something. Okay, you immediately organize everything, even including funeral. But when you come back, then you realize the loss of that person. That's a very sad part of the life, but that's a part of the
But
life also.
what in my case, no, sir, I have seen a lot of people struggling in hospital, and 10 days they're paying lakhs of bill, and they couldn't save.
Okay.
But I saw my dad just not even suffering till 7:45. He was there. 8:30 is no more. And
Okay.
when we went and checked in hospital, also they told he's 76. The heart started functioning slowly, and it stopped suddenly because we wanted proper medical report, because my dad worked as head of cash department, Reserve Bank. So if we
That's that's
submit that report only, my mom will get family pension. No, so perfect report we need. So that's why and plus my sister's a doctor also. So we took my sister and my cousin brother also is assistant professor in Ramaya. So that we consulted. So, that's all.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
nice.
felt I always believe in God. God does everything for a purpose, and God's plan is cannot be our plan. We plan so many things, but our plan should match with God's plan. Then only it will work. I believe that lot. So I am a
Very
real,
nice.
uh, everything I trust God. Like I don't plan for what is tomorrow, what is the as the opportunity comes, I accept. And if it doesn't happen, also always it's not God's plan. This MSW only, I don't know how I got. I put my papers for psychology and sociology, and and my dad told something is MSW now. It's very interesting. I also thought, oh, MSW. Wait, I will show off with my friends what is MSW. So everybody is doing MA, MSc, MA, MSc. Everybody does. What is this? I thought my friends should ask me what is. I have a group of friends in Bangalore who are always there with me. So my childhood friends, they should ask me what is MSW. So just last minute I applied and I got first interview was MSW. Then I thought I always feel that my first choice is my best choice. I thought God gave it to me. Before I kept the
Very
application,
nice.
yeah, because before I kept that applications, I prayed to kept all these three applications, and I told God, whatever profession you go, do give God, I will do justice to that profession, give my best. So till now, I think I am giving the best. I am not achieved lot, like 100%. I am not achieved, but not even 50%. But I am doing justice to my profession.
Nice, sure. You will get more than what you deserve. I am sure that God is always kind and God is always blissful to everybody. And one more thing I would like to share that is called a perseverance and resilience. If anybody has read that book, as a psychologist, also I would request everybody to just go through some books, Management Perseverance and Resilience, which is one of the best books. And you said people are not sharing because they are shying. Why people are not sharing? They are shying from inside. That how you will take my words like I am having a fear of a lizard. That's a basic thing. But then people will smile at, "Arey yaar, you are afraid of lizard. Today I don't like. I am having some suffocation in my mind. I don't want to share because my friends, if I share, they might crack a joke about me. My family will say, "Arey tujhe." And India mein aaj tak, I am telling you, I have done more than 500 counseling, madam, so far. But I am telling you today also, the Indian mentality is there that if you talk about counseling, psychological counseling particularly, or any psychological disorder, people say, ये तो पागल हो गया है. This is the अभी भी ये tendency हमारे यहाँ पे है, and that is not taken in a very right spirit, which I have been struggling to at least inculcate. At least मेरा group में 3,500 लोग हैं. All 3,000 people I have been educating that it is not any kind of disorder. It is only a mental stretcher which you need to correct. And as early as possible, you identify, take a right advice. It is the best step you are taking. And people have started coming out openly. They have started sharing, and now at least they have considered that yes, this is also a way of a treatment. And people have really given a very positive response to me.
And
So
nowadays
pursue.
people were opening up certain problems because recently
Exactly,
also.
exactly. Now the situation is very, very positive, changing. So in the book Perseverance and Resilience, it is shown that whatever the problems are there, every life is a challenge. Everybody's life is a challenge. So how you fight with the situation, how you take care of the situation, upcoming problems, you predict the problem, and how you are prepared for that. That is your perseverance. And despite that, there are certain breakdowns that the things doesn't happen as per our choice, and we from you can say from 100 we come down to 20 or 15%. And how again we get, that is a resilience, how I am putting up myself into back into the situation where I was 70-80% good. So that's the perseverance and resilience. One book is also there. I suggest people to go through it. There are some beautiful examples are also there, because as I told you that my treatment is always including psychology and management, and that's the way how I feel people should understand. Thank you very much. All the very best, Shweta, as evergreen smiling face. You are conducting program very nicely. And Maryji, thank you very much. I'll take
Thank
off
you
from
very
you
much,
here.
sir. You've given a
Thank
lot
you.
of input. It will help me. I'll incorporate it also next time, sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
very
much.
much, sir.
All the very best. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much,
so
Over
sir.
to
much,
Shweta.
Dharmendra
Over to
sir.
Shweta.
Thank you so much, Dharmendra sir, for wonderful insights and add-ons. Yes, friends, you can interact with Mary ma'am. Any questions you have, you can interact with Mary ma'am.
Hi, Mary Ma'am. So it was a nice, wonderful session. We learned a lot from you today. So, Betik, you covered all the aspects of the mental health, including disorders and everything. But probably you can add next time some techniques, therapies also. Apart
Okay,
from
sir.
that, it will be
Okay,
helpful.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Salim, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Salim sir. Now it's 8:41. Thank you so much, friends. Surely I am sharing WhatsApp link in the chat box and the feedback link. So just you have to give the ratings. Like there is a rating tab over feedback link. You can click on that, the banner of today's workshop, today's webinar, and you can rate out there. And thank you so much, Mary ma'am, for wonderful, insightful session. It's
Thank
really
you very much for
great to
giving me
learn from
opportunity
you.
because I met lot of Dharmendra sir, Salim sir, and Mahima madam. She gave nice introduction. So,
Thank you.
and it's a short period I connected with you, but I feel as if I connected with Shweta like 36 years. Friends I have right now. I'm 39 right now. I have 36 years friends. I felt like Shweta's like that. And I always feel Shweta's and my birthdays on the same day. So that's how we connected together. So
Yeah, thank you so much,
So nice.
everyone.
Okay, so nice.
Over to you, Mahima, for vote of thanks.
First of all, it was a nice section, ma'am. I enjoyed a lot.
You're on mute, Mahima.
It is audible, Shweta. Now it's okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
your voice is coming up to London correctly. No problem.
It was a really a great time with you, ma'am. Thank you for a nice section, which is very informative and a knowledgeable section. I think hope everyone has enjoyed and filled with more knowledge about the section. And thank you for everyone to be present here. Thank you.
thank you very, very much,
Bye
Shweta,
bye.
once again.
Thank you, Mary
Bye bye.
ma'am.
All the
Thank
very
you,
best to all.
everyone, for
Blessings.
Thank you very
joining.
much, Dharmendra sir
Thank you.
and Mahima madam.
So much, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. We will meet next Thursday, 8 p.m., same timing. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you.